Yeah, well, we had coming off a very busy weekend. We had last night a group of probably young males driving around the city, going into gated apartment communities and gated complexes and breaking into cars very quickly, in and out, smashing windows, grabbing anything they could see from the outside of the car, and then quickly leaving and going to another location. So we have a total, we think, connected about 6 to 7 locations that are probably going to be connected to this group.
What do you do in a case like this, or how are these guys continually operating? I mean, that's a lot of break-ins, and they're saving time like hours apart.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, when you're in a gated complex, the gate opens, they'll tailgate someone in that lives there, it'll close, and we don't get into these complexes to patrol, and so we rely on their security and their camera systems to basically patrol their own lots and their own private properties. And so when someone gets in there and they break into 15 cars, we may not know about it until the morning. And so when people get up to go to work, they go out, their car's been broken into, that's when they call us. And so although we had 7 different locations, the police only were called on one of those locations where a witness saw some guys running to a car and leaving the location. And that lookout was put out. But until people started getting up and we started getting those multiple calls, we didn't realize, of course, that we had that many.
Have you developed any significant leads throughout the course of the day based on the information you've released since this morning?
Well, right now we have several lookouts, several cars we're looking at. We also recovered blood evidence from the scene on one of them. It will be taken to the GBI for a CODIS match to see if we can match that if they've ever been in prison or had their CODIS taken if they went to jail. We also recovered some fingerprints, which we'll be working through with our ID section to see if we can identify these males. There are also several video leads from several different locations that we'll be looking at. So the detectives from all of the zones involved, which is Zone 4 and Zone 2 primarily, they'll be working together to see if they can link these cars up to these crimes. We also have a tag number that we're working out that a person was able to get a picture of with their phone.
What is your advice, maybe, if not the car over? I mean, I know some people say leave the car unlocked with nothing in it. Others say don't leave valuables. But what about these apartment complexes? Would surveillance video cameras be helpful? I mean, what are you telling them?
Well, they are very helpful. We meet with the complexes. It is helpful to have surveillance video. But what's more helpful is alert people that live there, because someone tailgates you in and you don't think anything of it. You think maybe they lost their key fob, maybe they just can't get in. They tailgate you in, you don't call the police, you don't call management, and then those people are inside the gated complex doing whatever they want to do. And so my advice would be, one, we have a clean car campaign in the city, and that is to make sure you take valuables out of your car. Most of these kids are really in a hurry. They know that we're looking for them. They know residents come in and out. So they look in the car. If they see a bag on the back seat, it might just be old gym clothes, but they don't know that. They think there's a laptop. They think there's valuables. So if you look at what was taken last night, we had laptops. We had items like that. I don't believe we had any weapons taken, but we do have weapons taken out of cars. And so my advice would be keep the car cleaned out. If they look in the car and they don't see anything visible, then they usually don't break in. They'll skip some cars, and you can tell by when we respond to these, they'll hit a car, 3 cars won't be broken, the next one will be broken. Well, obviously, they looked in those 3 cars in between, and they just didn't break into them because they didn't see anything. And so, clean car campaign, and then we also do a see something, say something. If you're driving into your complex and it's gated and someone tailgates you in, you know they don't have a key fob, call 911. We would rather come drive the lot and make sure that we are secure in that parking lot than not do anything, wake up to 10 or 15 cars being broken into.
We've heard reports that, and you can confirm this or perhaps this isn't the case, that no car alarms went off. Can you address that?
Yeah, no car alarms went off. Only one car alarm went off, and that was where we got a lookout of the suspects running back to a car. That's where we got a lookout of the car. But only one of the car alarms went off. So what happens with a car alarm on new cars is if you break the window, it won't go off. So if there's a bag in the back seat, and I break the window and reach in and get the bag, I break the front window, I get the glove box, that alarm's not going to go off unless I open the door.
Chief, can you talk about a lot of festivities in Atlanta this weekend?
Yeah.
Your response to it, just I guess the numbers.
Well, we had a lot going on this weekend. Georgia Tech won big. I don't know. Then we had the Falcons. We also had Dragon Con. We had Blackgate Pride in Midtown. So we had a lot of events going on at the same time, starting Thursday all the way through Sunday. We did go on 12-hour shifts for our police officers in field operations, so we had enough police presence downtown and in the area. Looking at the numbers compared to last year's weekend, Zone 5 is down significantly in criminal activity based on the numbers last year compared to this year. So I think we did the right thing by going to 12-hour shifts and putting additional resources on the ground.
There were a lot of arrests, including, I guess, some fighting at Underground.
Well, we did make some arrests. I think there was about almost 90 arrests made in Zone 5 over the course of the weekend for various reasons. Quality of life arrests, drinking in public arrests, in the street or crossing not at a crosswalk, those kinds of arrests. I think that the Zone 5 team and the teams that we brought in from the other divisions did a real good job keeping everything going downtown. I was on Peachtree with the Dragon Con, and it was just amazing how many people we had in town. Hotels were booked up. Everything was just flowed very smoothly for such an event.
Are there any arrests or leads on the Midtown shooting, the double shooting outside of the Grady High School football game?
Well, we're still working that. We are working all the leads. We anticipate that we'll identify the person that shot and hit one man and hit an innocent bystander that was just driving by. And so we do anticipate that we will make arrests on that ultimately.
That would have been really crowded at that area. I mean, and with officers as well as people, right?
It was crowded. I was there on Virginia about a half a mile away. When I got there, 7 police cars were already there, and so we had a very quick response time. Some of the people involved in the altercation abandoned the car a short time away. We are processing that vehicle to try to figure out who was in it. It was a stolen Honda Accord. And so we're also working with the Atlanta Public Schools because we have another game Friday, and we don't want anything to happen.
Any update on the Blackout Team Club shooting?
No, I don't have an update on that.
And where do things stand on